welcome to Match Report as we look back at, yes, an interesting game at the Etihad. City, Manchester City 3, Everton 0. Yes, on the 21st of November 2021 was a 2 p.m. kickoff, of course. Yeah, this little lineups, I got 9 right with City. I was quite happy with that. I was surprised to see Laporte and Stones at the back and Palmer up front. That was a bit of a weird one. It looked a weird one, but it sort of worked out okay in the end. But yeah, I wasn't so surprised to see Sterling, though. I did have him in my starting 11. So the starting 11 for City was Ederson, Walker, Laporte, Stones, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, Foden, Bernardo, Sterling, and Palmer, of course. Yeah, I had sort of Diaz and Jesus in there with my team. So anyway, 9 isn't bad, is it? 9 out of 11. I got 10 right with Everton, and yeah, I could have had 11, but I wasn't lazy. Obviously, Benitez stuck with the same team that drew 0-0 with Tottenham Hotspur last week, and I took a chance that he might stick old Gbamin, is it, in instead of Gray, but obviously Gray came off injured as well, didn't he? So that was a bit of an unusual one, but I got 10 right. Anyway, their team today was Pickford, Coleman, Godfrey, Keane, Digne, Gordon, Delph, Allen, Gray, Townsend and Richarlison. Yeah, good to see Mr. Delph back, wasn't it? Once a blue, always a blue. That's what we say, isn't it? Stuart Atwell's in charge. Yeah, nearly made a pig's ear of it once or twice, but he is what he is. VAR was Chris Kavanagh, so he did make a pig's ear of it. Oh, tried to anyway, didn't he? But it didn't quite work out. Yeah, sort of brief match report. Obviously on this one, a bit of a damp squib overall, guys, wasn't it? I mean, that first minute or two, Everton came at us, and that was about it for the first half. They didn't really venture much over the halfway line after that, and they just looked happy to hang in there as often as they could. I think their plan was just to bore us to death and hope for a 0-0, I think, by the way they played. But yeah, Mr. Pickford, obviously they must do courses at Aston Villa. I mean, the Aston Villa keepers are very good at time wasters. I think Mr. Pickford went to the same school or the same night school. Perhaps he went to a night class there, but yeah, he was wasting time so much and berating and doing a lot of waving about. But obviously, while the ball was just sat there doing nothing, very annoying. But there you go. We did sort of start to get a bit lively up to that penalty shout, which I say from where we were looked a bit soft, to be honest with you. But obviously, once he went over to check that screen, we knew it wasn't going to count. So we had a couple of half chances, didn't we? I think Sterling sent a header over the bar. I don't think he got up quite high enough. He's not Edin Dzeko, mate, so I can't really blame him for that, in all fairness. He couldn't get high enough off the ground. Gundogan with the goal beckoning, there's a couple of defenders, so he's trying to head it, make sure he cleared the defenders, but obviously he headed it just a little bit high and it scraped the top of the bar, of course. But I thought it was 0-0. I thought it was going to be 0-0 at half-time. It looked on the cards, but a fantastic little through ball with the outside of the foot from Cancelo. Our latest midfielder. You can't call him a defender now, can you? Let's be honest about it. And a superbly run. I mean, he was about a yard onside. A superb run. I mean, at the ground, I thought he would probably have been offside, but a superb, well-timed run. Of course, by Sterling, we'd love to see more of that, don't we? He did blot his copybook a bit late on in the game, unfortunately, but a fantastic finish. Some guy said he sort of mishit it, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's not be cruel. Fantastic pass and a fantastic finish by Sterling on 44 minutes. Sent us in at 1-0 up. So, yeah, we sort of okay. And I thought that was probably going to be enough, to be honest with you. I didn't think Everton were going to cause a threat, but they did briefly. Again, it wasn't a storm, was it? It wasn't a storm from Everton, but they certainly had a brief shower as they sort of started that second half. And again, they had a couple of sort of in and around the box things going on. But yeah, then it sort of died down to a bit more like the first half, and it was a wondrous Rodri's rocket, a la Vinny, of course. No Rodri row. No, I expect to see those T-shirts coming out very soon. That more or less on 55 minutes, brilliant goal by Rodri, well taken. I mean, I used to have my Rodri's rockets if you've been with me since the old days, guys, but I don't have the graphic now, but obviously I give up on him. I give up on Rodri. I shouldn't have done, really, should I? I knew he'd come good eventually. I just didn't have any faith. There you go. But so a Rodri's rocket into that top corner. And at 2-0 it was finished, wasn't it? I don't think it was sort of more or less finished at 1-0. At 2-0 it was pretty much done and dusted, and we just controlled. Everything continued in the same way. Palmer saw a shot deflected into on 86 minutes. Unfortunately, it fell to old Sniffer Bernardo, didn't he? Obviously, I keep saying I want to see him playing more forward. When he does play more forward, he gets goals. So, yeah, we should see more of that from old Sniffer Bernardo, shouldn't we? And he added that third. And I think Everton had a go after that, didn't they? A bit too late, to be honest with you. I don't know why they didn't have a go earlier on, but hey, there you go. So, overall, I think Everton got what they deserved, which was absolutely sod all, absolutely nothing. And I think we played within ourselves and saved a bit of energy. The guys who are going to be playing on Wednesday against PSG, I think they got the chance to save a bit of energy today. The key stats, 17 shots for City, not massive. 7 on target, 4 for Everton. I don't even remember the 4, to be honest. I remember a couple of crosses, and that's about it. One of theirs was on target. Possession 78% for City, 22 for Everton. I think that was in the 80s in the first half. Pass completion 93%. That's pretty good for City, but they weren't really pressed by Everton. Let's be honest about it. They didn't put us under much pressure at all. Everton's pass completion rate 68%. That's not very good. Right, on to the ratings, guys. Yeah, I'm going to start with a 6.5. I'll give you Stuart Brennan's views first, and then I'll add mine afterwards and my score. So my starting score, as I say, 6.5 for a good, solid game. It was steady. Well, we didn't have to perform too superbly, did we, against this Everton team? Anyway, right, Stuart says Edison, his biggest problem was the biting Manchester goal. It was a bit I was well wrapped up today, I must admit, apart from a couple of easy catches. So he's given a 6. I'm going to give him the standard 6.5. Yeah, it's a couple of good catches in the air, nothing really else, nothing on the ground to set up Everton. I say Everton's press was sort of mediocre. We sort of just passed our way out of it quite easy at the back. So I'll give him a 6.5, which is the standard. Kyle Walker, Stuart said his forceful football kept Everton pegged back and he was alert to Gray's threats in the first half. So he's given him a 7. Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I'm only giving him a 6.5. I think he got a bit over-eager going forward and he overhit a couple of crosses, I think, in the game. So I'll give him a 6.5. I'll give him the standard, and he looked defensively, he was quite okay, no big deal. So he did the job. John Stones, I thought he'd play, but I thought he'd play alongside Rodri, so I was a bit surprised he played again alongside Laporte. No threat to deal with, Stuart says, but he won his challenges and his passing was immaculate. There you go, yeah. So he's given him a 7. I'm not going to give anything less. I'll give him a 7 as well. I think he led the back two. I think he was the boss of that back two. I think he led it really well. Aymeric Laporte, Stuart said the pass down the channel to Free Foden was superb. No hangover from the Palace disaster. There certainly wasn't. So Stuart's given him a 7. Again, I'll give his the same as his partner, John Stones. I'll give him a 7 as well. No problems today. And his passing was excellent. João Cancelo, Stuart says, we're having a quiet game until his stunning pass teed up Sterling for the opener. He certainly was. But Stuart's given him an 8. That's high praise. I've given him a 7.5, so that's a good score. I thought he was involved, not perhaps in the first half. I don't think many were that first half. It's a bit of a weird first half, a bit boring at times, a bit tepid, a bit weird. But a great assist, fantastic assist. So I'm going to give him a good 7.5. I'll give him an extra point for that, Cancelo. Rodri kept a firm clamp on the centre of the park, says Stuart, a solid base, and then wham. I think it's wham. He's put WHAM. I don't think he's talking about West Ham, is he? So he's given him an 8. Yeah, I've echoed that. I give him an 8. Always involved. He was mopping stuff up. Not that the Everton midfield were any great shakes, to be honest with you. And of course, well, we had the Rodri's rocket, didn't we? So what more can we ask? It's been a long time coming, but we got it eventually. So I'll give him an 8 as well, Rodri. Ilkay Gundogan, an essential ball retainer, says Stuart, and blossomed as a playmaker as Everton's resistance began to weaken. Stuart's given a 7, yeah. I've given him a 7. He improved as the game went on, of course. I thought he played pretty well. Again, it's quietish first half, but we need to see him back with Kevin being injured, don't we? We need to see him all guns blazing, perhaps for PSG in the West Ham game. So I'll give him a 7 as well. He did okay. Bernardo Silva, not quite his usual frantic self. He wasn't, but still a busy, buzzing menace and on the spot for the third goal. So Stuart's given him a 7. I'll give him a 7.5. I thought it was an absolute pain and a nuisance to Everton. Even when he couldn't tackle him, he was chasing him away. I mean, Everton might start on the edge of our 18-yard box. By the time Bernardo had finished with them, back on the halfway line, because he just buzzing about all the time. So absolutely fantastic. And he scored a goal. What more can we ask? So I give him a really good 7.5. Sniffer goal again for our Bernardo. Cole Palmer, yeah, very, very, very strange. I think Pep played him and told him to just enjoy himself, and I think that's what he did. I think he did that. It wasn't fantastic, of course it wasn't, but a couple of good passes that first half, and they say he sort of set up the goal in the second half, although obviously it's from a deflected shot or a block shot. But yeah, Cole Palmer, Stuart said, found that sacrificial false nine role tough. He did, but had a couple of classy moments. Pastor Bernardo was top with this. So Stuart's giving him a 7. I'm just going to give him a 6.5. He did a job that Pep asked him to do. And it wasn't, it wasn't. I have said on another pod that I thought Pep had hung him out to dry, but I think Pep probably just said to him, "It doesn't matter, mate. Just do what you can. And I know it's not your ideal role," and he did all right. He did exactly what Pep asked him to do. So, yeah, I'll give him a standard 6.5 just for the fact that he had an okay game in that position, and I certainly wasn't expecting to play there that often. Sterling, yeah, fantastic finish, capped a display that bristled with threat throughout, says Stuart. Thought he had a pen too. Yeah, I mean, I've not had a chance to watch it on replay, guys. I've been a bit busy since I got back from the match, but yeah, it looked a bit soft from where I was. Stuart's given him an 8. I give him an 8 as well. Certainly better. He should have had a second in that second half. I think, as I said, I was up the other end, obviously, for the second half. I think he tried to take it around the keeper. Just put your foot through it, Ryan, like you did for that first goal. That's all you have to do. So he did blot his copybook a little bit, but I'm certainly going to give him an 8. That's the best Raheem Sterling performance I've seen. We're not getting too excited at the moment, but that's certainly one of his best performances for a while against, yes, admittedly, a very poor Everton team. Phil Foden, Stuart said he was a big doubt going into the game. He looked like a player not functioning at full capacity. I have to agree with that. I think he was just happy to stick out on the wing, and I don't think he wanted to get involved that much. And I'm sure they've not played him if he's injured. We don't do that sort of thing. But yeah, I'd have to agree with Stuart there. He's given him a 6. I've given him a 6.5. I'm not going to give anyone less than a 6.5 today. But as I say, he just didn't look as keen to get involved as other games, and I think he wasn't quite at it. I'm hoping he'll be okay for the PSG game, of course. We want to see him firing, don't we? But yeah, not his best today. The subs, yeah, I've not marked any of these. Stuart gave Riyad Mahrez a 6. He said not quite firing. I think that's an understatement. I thought he was pretty awful when he came on. I mean, a couple of other guys said he did okay. I thought he was terrible, but hey, there you go. He was only on for 30-odd minutes anyway. Nathan Aki, I thought he settled in. I thought he moved in and did okay, and Stuart agrees, no time to mark, but what was fine. He came on for Laporte. I just thought he just settled in. Not much pressure. We had a bit of pressure towards the end, but he coped all right. And McAtee for Palmer, a bit too late to make any real difference, wasn't it? So my man of the match, of course, is going to be Rodri and his old rocket, isn't he? So I'll give it Rodri as my man of the match. The overall record now at home against Everton in the league. We played them 89 times now at Hyde Road, Main Road and the Etihad. We played them 89 times, won 49, drawn 21, lost 19. That's not bad, is it? 157 goals for and 84 against. Going forward, yeah, Everton, I don't have to spend too much time on them, do I? They've lost 4 and drawn 1 of the last 5 in the league. They've got 3 or 4 key players missing, of course they have, but I think that side yesterday lacked a bit of character. If you consider like United weren't playing for Ollie and stuff like this, I didn't see the players playing for Benitez yesterday in that goal. Today, this afternoon. Obviously, when you're watching this, it might be yesterday, but I didn't see that passion, any character really from Everton. I thought they were very glib, very boring. A lack of interest really in the game, and they certainly didn't want to close down. I wasn't sure how animated Benitez was, but. They didn't seem to be playing for him for me, and obviously the fans, if this carries on, obviously the fans, they were willing to give him a chance, but like as you'd expect as an ex Liverpool, it's not like us with ex United. We were willing to sort of think, all right, we'll give you a go, mate. But as soon as things start going wrong, oh no, then all hell lets loose. So. Yeah, I don't think the fans will be that patient. He has to do something a little bit better. Yes, he's got 3 or 4 players injured that are key players, perhaps, but that was a pretty dire performance today. That was a very, very indifferent Everton performance. One of the worst shows. I mean, I've seen City beat teams more than 3-0. Everton teams more than 3-0, and Everton team not be as lacklustre as that lot today. It was very, very disappointing. City, yeah, I think, as I said, I think we played well within ourselves. I think we had still a couple of gears to go up in this game. We would have been happy winning 1-0, then we would have been happy winning 2-0, and obviously we got a little bonus for 3-0, which is always got to happen with City. You always got a chance of adding to it, but we never really looked under any real pressure from Everton. So all benefit for that. We saved a bit of energy for the welcoming PSG, didn't we? So for on Wednesday evening. So yes, on the subject of PSG, join me for that this week. Of course, on Monday I'll have my little odd show. A couple of, I think I've got I think the old charity bet, some more in the pot. I've had 2 bets last week and won on them both. So some in the charity pot at last after a bit of a quiet time. So that's great. But join me for the PSG odd show. Well, hopefully we can win some more for charity and give you some value on the prices. I don't condone gambling, of course, for that game. And of course, don't forget the preview show, which will be going out on Tuesday as well. And on Wednesday, yes, there's no history show on the PSG game, but there will be a history show on Wednesday morning, obviously the day of the game, featuring City against West Ham, with the West Ham game coming up this week, of course. So there will be a History Boys feature on West Ham out on Wednesday. So keep tuned. Press that notification button so you know these are coming out. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the game, guys, and how we did. I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts on that. But as I say, it was a bit easy, wasn't it, today? A bit of a poor Everton team. I say the bookies had them finishing in the bottom 10. I mean, they're going to have to book their ideas up. They could end up in the bottom 4 or 5 the way they're going. But I think he'll be all right. But I could see no evidence there that they're going to be all right, to be honest with you. A very tepid performance by Everton. Anyway, join me again for all the PSG stuff, and of course that History Boys West Ham feature as well over the next 2 or 3 days. Thanks for watching, guys. Whatever you're going to do rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. To me here again on the Citizen channel, or perhaps you have a flick across, please have a look at my film and TV channel. I try and inform and entertain on there as well. So give us some likes on there, guys. I don't get as many likes on the film and TV stuff, so you just pop on and watch it for a couple of minutes and give us a like. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. And give us a like for this one, of course. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Right, all I ask is one thing. Oh, that's one thing. Don't turn off you until we meet again. Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.